this is a caveat that's important. We bought this bag. Like, she bought this bag, she spent her own money. And I would actually go out and spend my own money to get one of my own. Hi lovelies, welcome to Flirting with Travel. I am Lexi, and we are on the road, currently in Tulum, Mexico, testing out some new bags. The bag in question for today, this is the Allpa 35L Del Dia backpack by the brand Cotopaxi. Full disclosure, not my bag, this is my sister's. If any of you have seen Armano's video, you know that I long-term borrowed her suitcase, maybe indefinitely. She is retaining this backpack, but she has let me use this for a review. Now, this is our second trip with it. She's taken it to Iceland, where we did a week in February with a checked bag, because if anyone could get everything into a backpack this size for a week in February in Iceland, you're my hero. I never want to pack like you, ever, but I admire you from a distance. For a place like Tulum, this is a perfect backpack for one backpack travel. As the name would indicate, it has a 35-liter capacity, which is pretty standard for most travel backpacks. Anything from about 25 to 35 liters means that you can take it on international carriers and domestic carriers as a carry-on with no problem. For your dimensions, this bag is 22 inches tall, 12 inches wide, and 10 inches deep. Which I know right now when it's empty, it does not look like that, but it's got a really soft exterior. The Cotopaxi backpack is made specifically for traveling and not necessarily traveling with camera gear. For that reason, it's gonna be a little bit softer on the front. The fact that this bag can go pretty much entirely flat or puff out to 10 inches gives you a lot of flexibility for being able to take it on some of the ultra low cost carriers that only allow you to take like 7 kilograms. Now, as bags go, it's pretty lightweight. It is 3 pounds and 2 ounces. It might sound heavy for a backpack, especially if you're really counting your pounds. However, you're gonna have extra features like hip flaps, sternum straps, laptop compartments that are padded that add to the weight, but they also add to the features and make this a more usable bag. For a 3-pound bag, how they've chosen to use their weight distribution is very smart. Here's something that's really fun. As you're gonna notice, it's a very colorful bag. That is something that Cotopaxi is known for. They have a ton of different colorways that you can buy. They also have a really fun feature called Surprise Me. This is what Misty did. She did a Surprise Me, and this is the bag she got. She was honestly so happy when she pulled this out of the box. And I kind of feel like the Surprise Me is the way to go. Unless you're someone who doesn't want something that's quite as loud, ostentatious as this, you can go that direction. But if you like a little bit of fun, go with the Surprise Me. So this is the Del Dia bag. The difference between the Allpa regular collection and the Del Dia collection is that this bag is made of the cast-offs. Don't know if we have a ton of seamstresses out there, but when you are making anything, clothing, furniture, bags, you're going to cut and you're going to have leftover fabric. So what they've done to make this super sustainable is that they've taken the leftover fabrics and built the bag out of it. This is not a bag where I'd say that it's minimally branded. You've got your Cotopaxi logo on the front, then you actually have the brand name written multiple places, the name of the bag on it. But I do like that they use the contrasting colors. I think it just adds to the fun vibe of this backpack. The other thing that you're going to notice is that on the front, you actually have really cool exterior carrying capabilities. Along the top, they have other areas where you can hook things. Then on the bottom, you have 2 more. You're wondering, what do I need to carry on this bag? When we went to Iceland, Misty carried the biggest jacket ever. This coat could not go into any suitcase. What she was able to do was kind of fold it, roll it down, and then bungee it to the backpack, hooking the bungees to these areas. What a perfect way to carry something and allow yourself to be hands-free. I personally don't think that you should get any travel backpack that doesn't have exterior carrying capabilities. If you have that, you're going to find that there are other things that you just have to hold, and it makes your airport experience and any trekking experiences you have that much more difficult. For the straps of the backpack, They are padded. This is nice padding. It's not overly soft and fluffy because if you put those on, you're gonna find out that those straps are gonna wear out way more quickly than a standard strap. It almost feels like a thick foam. And you have some basic curving. Any travel backpack that you use should have some curving. When it's coming out of the backpack, it should extend out. When it's hitting your back, it's coming up and over your shoulder. Then it should come in, out again, into the backpack, which is what this does. If you're looking at any backpack, just look at the shape of the straps and make sure that you have a bit of an S curve. If you have that, it's going to fit on your body more comfortably. If you look at a strap that's straight up and down, it's going to be cutting into your shoulder, it's gonna cut into your chest, and God forbid you're a chesty person, it's gonna feel so uncomfortable on your body. But this bag, it's got the curves. The other thing is that you have a sternum strap and hip flaps. Every travel backpack you use should have both of those. So I've got the backpack on. Right now, it's empty. It feels fine. I could walk for miles like this, but once it's fully packed out, it's dragging down on your shoulders. But then what you do, you strap in. So by putting your hip flaps on, what you're doing is you're placing the weight on your hips, so it's holding there. So now, I actually have space between the backpack and my shoulder. So instead of pulling me down, it's literally pulling me up. The next stage is that you snap the sternum strap and hold this. So now you definitely have a gap. I like that they use different colors on the plastic so that it keeps the kind of energetic vibe of this backpack going. I just cannot get over the coloring. Like even the inside of the straps, they use different colors. Now, I have a whole video on the top 10 things to look for when you're buying a backpack. One of the items I mentioned is that you should have some sort of rain protection. If you are backpacking, there's a good chance that you're gonna find yourself in places that have wet weather, and you do not want to be trekking from, like I said, the train station, the bus station, or anywhere else and having your clothing or tech get soaked. So how Cotopaxi has handled this, an entire rain shell that you can put over the backpack. And one thing that's really cool about this is that they then have little tabs on the inside, again, in different colors, because they love their colors and I love that for them. So if you're putting this on, what you do is snap it right on the bottom, bring it around to the top. This top one, you can take it out, loop it around. And so now you don't have to worry about this coming off. On the bottom, you have two more. So now when you have the backpack on, you've got your rain fly, which means that your bag is 100% protected. So water is not getting in any way, shape, or form. So another thing I do like about having a rain fly on your backpack is if you are in an area where it's known for being very theft heavy, you can put this on and then no one can get to the inside of your backpack without literally cutting through the rain fly and cutting through the backpack. Now, is that to say that no one would ever try cutting through? No. When you're looking at different theft protection, there's nothing that's gonna stop everyone. That's why there are master thieves in this world. However, if you make yourself more trouble than it's worth, there's usually an easier mark nearby, and something like putting a rain fly over your backpack is gonna do that. However, that's not the only way that you can stop thieves. Every zipper on this bag has these little loops that go over the zipper. So once you've zipped it, you take your tab, pull it through, bring it up. So if someone were to walk up behind you and just try to get into your bag by pulling the zipper, you hit some resistance. Now, could they maybe thread it through and pull it down? Yes, but if you're wearing the backpack and someone is able to thread this through and pull it down without you noticing, we have bigger problems than just a basic theft. We've got to work on like having your head on a swivel. It's not that they only have it on the laptop pocket. Everywhere that they have a zipper, there's a means of locking it in. The last thing I want to talk about on the exterior is the back. Any travel backpack you use should have a mesh back. The reason for that is when this bag is packed out, it is very hot against the body. So you want to make sure that you have some breathability. And one thing I actually do like is that if you have the sternum straps tucked away into this pocket, because it's going to sit farther out on your lower back, it's going to give you a ton of ventilation. So you have this flat pack across, then you have seams, and then it kind of tapers to the side, What that does is it allows air to flow in this little triangle between your body and the backpack, so it moves in and keeps you cool. Little design features like that make a bag so much better. They're not things that you look at initially, but when you have it, suddenly you're thinking, man, why isn't my back a swimming pool of sweat? Because they've really designed this with so much intention. Oh, one thing I didn't talk about with our hip straps is that they have these little elastic bits that you can use to pull this down to stop it from being as dangly. I think I've said just about everything that you could possibly say about the outside of this bag. Let's talk pockets. First things first, you have a quick access pocket at the top. Now, it goes the entire length of the bag. Once you open this, it's so easy to be able to look in and get something. It goes about 40% depth of the bag. And it has a little bit of dimension, so you can pack this out as full as you want. One thing to note is that the more you pack inside, it's going to push this out and take up some of your space. But in there, you've got a little hook for your keys. You go on vacation, you have your keys, where do you put them? I like bags that have specific key rings because when you've just gotten off of a long flight, you get out of your Uber, you're finally at home, the last thing you want to do is have to root around in your backpack for your keys. To be able to open a quick access, pull this out, unlock your door, so nice. Now, the only thing I would say about this is that it is plastic. It's a very hard plastic, but don't snap this too hard because it could break. However, if it did, you could probably just get a carabiner and just attach it. Then you've got a mesh pocket on the front for extra organization. And in here, now you've got some flat pockets to add things. Because this is right on the front of your bag, I don't know if I would necessarily put anything like a wallet in here, or even your passport. What I could definitely see adding in here is a phone charging cable and an external battery pack so that you can get to things like phone charging very easily. My over-ear headphones would 100% go in here. And maybe even a scarf for the plane. Not something super thick, but if you have like a thin cashmere scarf, even better. If you have something like a little fanny pack or bum bag, you could slip in so that when you're getting on the plane, you could take it out so that you have quick access to everything you need. That is ideal. Then on the back side of the bag, running the entire length, you've got a laptop pocket. Now this holds up to 15 inches, and then inside, they even have a place for a tablet. Now, honestly, who is carrying both a laptop and a tablet? That seems excessive, says the girl who travels with 2 laptops. Just for reference, this is my 13-inch MacBook Pro, which slides in with oodles of space. So you could very easily put a massive laptop in here with no problem. I do wish that this pocket stitching ended maybe an inch up from the bottom of the bag so that if you were dropping this down, you wouldn't hear it drop on the actual floor. So be cautious with how you're tossing your bag around once you have your laptop in here. What is great about this pocket not being on the inside, not being on the middle like I've seen in so many other bags, is that when you're going through TSA, it's a snap to be able to reach in, pull your laptop out, put it into a container, and then put this back. On the other side of your bag, you have another zipper, and this is a quick access panel to the main compartment of your backpack. So when you're packing, I would make sure to put your toiletry bag toward the front, so if you need to pull this out, you can get to it very easily. And let's see the best thing about this. How gorgeous is that? Clamshell opening so that you can pack this bag out like a suitcase. And you have tons of internal organization. Up top, you've got these 2 mesh pockets, and there's the tiniest bit of ruching so that they have a little bit of dimension. In one pocket, this is where you've got your rain fly. If the bag is closed, all you have to do is unzip it partially, reach in and grab it. So you don't have to open the entire bag just to get into this. This is a perfect little pocket for kind of quick access things. Same idea if you open it at the top and you just need to reach in and get something. The other pocket that I think is phenomenal is this pocket that runs halfway through the bag. If you lift it up, it goes all the way to the top. This external access pocket that we looked at on the front that has some dimension feeds into this area. So if you put a lot of stuff in your access pocket, you need to make sure that you underpack this area so that you have room. If you were to put a bunch of clothing and fill this out all the way, you're gonna have a harder time getting into this pocket. If you're packing flat bras as a female, this is a perfect place to put them because you're gonna have protection on both sides of the bag and still give yourself room so that you can put things like your over-ear noise canceling headphones and whatnot in here. Then on the front of the bag, you've got your thick material. Then inside you have a thinner nylon, but there's no padding. You also have some seaming that gives your bag dimension. So like, look at how deep that goes if you let it. You can put so much stuff in here. How cool is it that they use mesh? You can easily see what's in all your pockets at a glance. Now, this is the real star of the show. This is where you put the lion's share of your items. And you're thinking, oh, okay, so it's just like a pocket that runs the entire length of the bag. That's whatever. But look at how deep that is. And if you're a packing cube person, you can put big packing cubes in. This is the Peak Design packing cube, medium size. If we put this in this bag, it runs about most of the width, but you can still kind of push it to the edge, and then you have room for some thinner shoes. This is the Matador medium size packing cube, which can easily go at the top, and it also gives you room along the side. We've got the medium packing cube. You can put it on its side. Then I've got like my little tech bag that I just picked up off of Amazon. Put that in. And while it's a little gangly, it all fits. What's nice about this bag is because it lacks a bit of structure, it allows it to really fit what you're needing it to fit. So you can overpack this side, maybe you underpack this side a little, but it still zips with no problem. And just so that you can see how much width you have on that. There's still area where you could pack this mesh out even farther. Not to sound like an infomercial, but wait, there's more. You have another pocket in here. This is a perfect place to put your jewelry, and there's no quick access to this. You're not gonna reach into someone's bag and be able to get to this pocket. That is everything about the interior of the Allpa 35 Del Dia backpack. Let's talk about our likes and our dislikes of the Allpa Del Dia. Color is so high on my list of likes. It's so fun that you're gonna have a unique bag that not everyone else will have. The external carrying capability is phenomenal. The handles being on all sides of the bag, so helpful. The zippers are chunky. I like the zipper pulls, that they're not something that's going to come apart. Everything about this bag feels sturdy while being lightweight. There's no extra padding, there's no extra weight where you don't need it. Every little stitch, every handle, every zipper pull is made with intention. This is a quality bag. For the price, the quality far exceeds my expectation. I know we talked in length about these, but the shaping of these straps is really nice. I love that it comes with hip packs and sternum straps because a lot of backpacks will add that on as a separate thing, but it's great that you have it. The mesh inside is so nice to be able to have visibility into everything while not abandoning your fun color story that you have. All in all, I am a big fan of almost everything about this bag. The only opportunities that I could see is that this big zipper is a little bit sticky when I was zipping it a few times. Is that it? I mean, you know what? It's a good bag. I'm just gonna let it be a good bag. I'm literally looking for something to complain about. And when you're at the point that you're having to actively look for something to critique, maybe it's just a great bag and you don't have anything. Editing Lexi here, I realized the one thing I didn't mention is that this backpack doesn't have a designated water bottle pocket. And I'm a big proponent that any travel backpack should have an external pocket for your water bottle. You can certainly place a water bottle inside of the quick access pocket on the front, and that's fine. Not my preference. But seriously, on the next generation, if you can, Cotopaxi, find some way to add a water bottle pocket that would just take this bag to like elite S tier. So I didn't buy this bag, this is my sister's. Every time she carries it, I'm a little bit jealous. The packing with it, with this material being like so much thinner, it just feels like you can fit a ton in and it doesn't feel overly big. I would buy this bag. It's fun, it's stylish, and it's uber functional while being incredibly lightweight. Oh, come on in. So this is Misty.
Hi.
I
You never
love-
see me. Love the Cotopaxi. I would just say that I would hate to see everybody with my bag, so don't get purple. But outside of that, no, this is a phenomenal bag. My favorite part is the included hip flaps, because people do try to charge you another $40 for some hip flaps when they should just give it to you for the bag. You're hauling all of that weight on your back. You need those to support you. But definitely, if you guys are looking for it, link below.
That's everything about the Alpa del Dia. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's crazy to watch just like 20 to 30 minutes of someone talking about a bag, but what can you say? We're passionate about bags over here. Have a great day. Peace.